Every time I keep looking at it,
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
My clock cannot help anyone this morning.
Well, last time I was here, I kept looking up and I was like, oh my God, it's gonna be like a 45-minute class. And I looked at my phone, I was like, oh.
Yeah, I saw someone glance up at it the other day. I was like, no. Help yourself to any props you'd like to use as well. We've got one person running late. Let's see about one more. Are you Tawana?
Yes.
I'm Katie. We'll get started and we'll let Kristen sneak in. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here this morning. Let's just take a moment, get comfortable in our seat, and close our eyes. Let's begin to tune in with ourselves. And check in with ourselves this morning. Allowing our spine to support us nice and tall. body to otherwise feel relaxed and our breath to be deep. It might even feel nice to place your hands, one on the belly, one on the chest, and breathe into the hands a few times. So you feel those expansive inhales and slow exhales. Little by little, we feel more present with ourselves. More grounded. Feel thoughts about the past and future, just for now, outside. And as we continue to breathe here and find stillness, just focus for a moment on the theme of our practice today. And that's that yoga is an expansive philosophy and way of living, not just a physical practice. It's a way to change our own lives and the lives of those around us. And this asana practice, this posture practice, is really just one of the first steps in yoga as a way to learn how to focus our mind, learn how to take care of our body, and learn how to breathe deeply and intentionally, so that then we can meditate more clearly, we can see ourselves more clearly, and we can listen without all these layers of bias and just different things that we've accumulated throughout our life. So really, this is just the first step in a practice of being of service to others, being of service to ourselves. Let's take a few more breaths into this theme of a holistic approach to yoga, one that begins on the mat but then goes with us out into the world. Then let's take one more deep inhale here, really filling the belly. And a nice long exhale. And allow for a moment your chin to rest down toward the chest. The weight of the head rests down. And then slowly begin to roll the head side to side. Just a half circle roll, shoulder to shoulder. Continuing to breathe deeply. Continuing to sit tall. And we'll take a moment to bring our head back to neutral, to bring our hands down behind us, And we just lift our chin up toward the ceiling, stretching open the front of the neck, lifting up through the chest as well. Taking a couple breaths here. And with an exhale, slowly coming back to neutral, bringing the hands down in front of us, and then just coming into a gentle forward fold in our seat, softening forward. Some of us might keep the arms straight, others might lower to the forearms. And just take a couple of breaths here into the back. We can gently just walk our hands over to the right. Take a little side stretch in our seat. Take a couple breaths into the left ribs, left side of the waist. And then slowly walking our hands over to the left. Even it out. Another deep breath here into our right side body. And back to center. Taking maybe just one more breath here in your center forward fold. And then as we walk our hands back in and sit upright, we'll take one more deep breath here in our seat. And then we'll find our way to our tabletop pose, hands and knees. And so as we ground down through our hands and legs here in our tabletop, we find a sturdy base. And we'll begin our cat-cow flow. So as we look up for our cow pose, we'll lift our tail to the sky, arching the spine. Exhale to round the back, to draw the top of the head and tailbone in toward each other. Press the shoulders up to the sky. To continue here, syncing your breath with your movement, keeping your intention and your focus in each posture. And in yoga, we often correlate flexibility of the spine with flexibility of the mind. That we're willing to see things from different perspectives. A few more rounds of our cat-cow, really grounding into your mat, breathing deeply and stretching the spine this morning. One more inhale, one more exhale here. And then we're just going to bring our knees out a little wider, our big toes closer together, and we can press our hips back toward our heels for child's pose, resting down. If your forehead doesn't come right to the mat, you can stack your forearms, and you can use a yoga block. Taking a few deep breaths up into the back, perhaps even down into the hips. One more deep breath here. And then with an inhale, we'll bring ourselves back up. We'll tuck our toes, and with an exhale, we'll lift our hips up and back into the sky, pressing our heels down toward the mat. And distributing the weight throughout our hands as evenly as we can, giving ourselves, again, a nice stable base in this posture. And as you remember that the goal of this practice is just to take care of the body so that we can then sit in meditation and understand ourselves better, We're reminded that we can modify in any way we need to make sure we feel really good and steady in this pose. Take another breath or two here, maybe with the knees bent, maybe even resting down occasionally. And then as we're ready, we'll begin to walk our feet forward, little steps at a time. Eventually arriving in our ragdoll pose, so the knees can be soft, the head is heavy. Our arms can just rest down, or we can clasp opposite elbows. We might sway side to side. And the heavier you allow your head to be here, the more of a gentle stretch you feel through the spine. A couple more deep breaths. And then if we're clasping opposite elbows, we can just release our arms all the way down and slowly begin to stack the spine as we push through the feet and lift the body to stand little by little. Eventually allowing your shoulders to open, palms to open forward. And as we ground down through the feet, we lift up through the crown, right through the top of the head. Imagining that we're a clear channel for energy to flow right through. One more deep inhale. Long exhale. Let's begin our slow flow this morning. Inhale to open your eyes and reach up to the sky. Exhale slowly, forward fold, hinge at the hips until the fingertips come back down. Inhale, halfway lift, looking forward, long spine. We're going to step our right foot back on the exhale, bringing our knee down for a low lunge. This is a great place to pad the knee with a blanket if you could use any extra cushion. And then we're going to come up and reach up to the sky. Let's take a couple breaths here. Trying to allow our hips to feel pretty neutral. A little forward rotation in that right hip as we reach up, maybe even look up if the neck allows today. One more inhale. Exhale, bring both hands down, and then with our next inhale, our left hand reaches up to the sky, twist. Opening the chest and heart to the left, tugging the left inner thigh in, and breathing here. One more inhale in our twist. Exhale to bring the hand back down, and we're going to step all the way into downward dog. So we'll tuck our back toes, bring our left foot back, and lift our hips up in the sky. Take a couple breaths. And let's practice our control as we lower down. First, we'll bring the knees softly to the mat. And then as we continue from there, we'll keep our elbows hugging in, slowly coming down all the way to the back. Beautiful. And then untuck the toes and just open the heart forward. Slide the elbows back and down. Low cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes back into that downward facing dog. A couple breaths again. Any downward dog is a good place for child's pose if you need to rest instead. With our next inhale, let's reach our right leg up into the sky. And with our exhale, we'll take a big step forward. And if our foot doesn't land at the hands, just help with it the rest of the way. Bring the left knee down, and then tuck the toes. Reach up once you found your stance, once you feel grounded here. Take a couple breaths, maybe looking directly ahead, maybe looking up between the hands. Maybe you've even chosen a word or a short phrase, a mantra for your practice today, and you're repeating that in your mind. One more inhale. And with your exhale, hands come down. And with our inhale, we twist. Right hand reaches up to the sky. And opening the heart to the right. Leaving space between the shoulders. One more inhale. Exhale to bring the hand down, and as you prepare to step forward, we'll need to lift the back knee and then take a big step forward. Couple deep breaths. Remember, you can bend your knees as deeply as you like. Or if there's a pose that's just not serving you this morning, please feel free to come into a different one. Everything I say is just a suggestion. Ultimately, your body knows best. From our forward fold, we're going to find a squat. So now take a moment to pivot the heels and toes open and sit the hips down. Once you're ready, you might bring your hands to the mat, you might bring your palms together, and just sit up tall from the squat. A couple breaths here. With our next inhale, excuse me, we're going to push through the feet, reach toward the sky, open the arms, exhale, hands to heart. Pivot the feet in until you're back to that hip width apart. And take a couple breaths here in some steady. Notice where the mind goes. Notice what your practice is doing to affect the moment, to affect your presence. Imagine we could approach all of our conversations, all of our actions with the steadiness of mind. With our next inhale, opening the eyes, reaching up. Second round of our flow. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward, strong core. Exhale, left foot steps back first this time. Knee comes down. And we reach up. Those of you who'd like to do a little more work this morning, a little more physical work, feel free to tuck your toes and lift the knee for crescent lunge instead. Little lunge or crescent lunge. Both beautiful variations here. Maybe one more inhale. And for this twist, we're going to bring our left hand to the knee. And our right arm opens back. And if you want to challenge your balance more, you can look back toward your right thumb, but that can be a lot. So just choose your gaze, bring your drishti to one point. Okay, maybe one more breath here. Next inhale, coming back to center, reaching up. Exhale, bringing the hands to the mat and stepping all the way into downward dog. Right foot comes back, hips lift up towards the sky. Take a couple breaths here. Honor your spine, honor the back body with any modifications. Again, we'll practice lowering in that beautiful controlled motion, bringing the knees down slowly first. And then lowering the rest of the body slowly as the elbows hug in the side. Awesome. Inhale, open the heart, low cobra. Feel the shoulder blades side down. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips come up and back. Take a couple breaths. Keep that breath consistent as best you can. Next, inhale, left foot reaches up and back behind us. Three-legged dog. Looking forward, we exhale and take a big step. If you need to help, just grab your hand to the foot and help it the rest of the way. Right knee comes down. Or possibly crescent lunge, if you prefer. Couple breaths here, reaching up, finding your focus. Next exhale, right hand comes to the knee. Left arm opens behind us. And take a couple breaths in our twist. Next inhale, come back to center. Reach toward the sky. Exhale, hands come to your left. Preparing to step forward, lifting the back knee, and step when you're ready. Forward fold. Couple breaths. Again, moving into our squat, preparing the feet as wide as feels comfortable for you. And then lowering the hips. Good rule of thumb here is for the toes and knees to point in the same direction. Just depending on how much of an external rotation you have, that's how much the knees can open. One more deep breath here. With our next inhale, push through the feet, reach toward the sky, open the hands. Exhale, palms together, heart center, pivot the feet back and let's continue. Inhale, reach up. Forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Long spine. This time we'll find warrior one. So our right foot steps back and then the heel pivots slightly into the mat. And we reach up. So back leg is straight. Our left knee is bent just about over the heel. And similar to our low lunge, we're rotating our right hip forward just a little bit toward the front of our mat. We can look up. If that kind of messes with our balance, we can look straight ahead. Okay, for this twist, we're going to bring our arms down to cactus arms. And we're just going to actively rotate to the left. It might not be fun. It's okay, breathe into it. One more round of breath here, feeling your power. Inhale to come back to center, reach up. Exhale, bring the hands down. We're going to step into plank this time. So left foot comes back and we fold our whole body like a board. One more inhale. Again, let's lower knees first. Practice our control as we roll the rest of the way with elbows in. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lift the chest. You might come up a little higher if that happens without pain. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take a little sort of diversion here. Let's slowly lower our knees down for tabletop. And with our next inhale, let's reach our right hand up into the sky. With our exhale, we're going to thread the needle, weaving that arm under the left. If by chance you're running into the wall, feel free to bend that elbow for an L shape in your arm instead. You can either push into the left hand to look up to the sky and twist. You can reach the left arm up into the sky, or you can bring the left arm behind the back. Just a few variations. Take a couple breaths here. And then let's bring our left hand back down. Press back up to our tabletop. Move to the other side. Left hand reaches up into the sky. And to thread the needle, we weave that arm through. Reach through as we lower to the shoulder. And then choose which variation you like with that right arm. Staying where it is, reaching to the side or behind the back. Breathe into the shape of your foot. As you're ready, using that right hand to press you back into your tabletop. From there, downward facing dog, hips up and back. We'll continue with our vinyasa. Right leg lifts up and back for three-legged dog. Nice. Exhale, big step forward. Warrior one. So we pivot the left heel down. Bend our right knee. A little bit of forward rotation with that left hip. Beautiful. Let's take our twist cactus arms with a strong exhale. Hugging in the core, rotating right only as far as we need to feel the pose. The point of every pose is the experience we have in the pose. Not how we look. To experience this shape. What does it take in the body to hold here? Next inhale, reach back through center. Exhale, bring the arms down to the mat. And then with a big step forward, we inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Maybe this time now you take a new variation of forward fold. You might take your peace fingers, put them around your big toes for a little grip. You might hug behind the legs. You might even take an arm stretch or shoulder stretch here. Any variation is welcome. It's welcome in your body. Maybe one more deep breath. And then we're going to practice lifting with our straight spine. So to do that, let's bend our knees first. Find that spine. Imagine we're lifting a heavy object as we push through the feet and reach our arms up to the sky. And then exhale. Arms to head. Pause for a couple breaths. And then let's take a moment to relax our arms down. I'm just going to shake out and move out as needed or sip some water. Let's take a moment. And then we'll continue. Starting in our Tadasana, mountain pose. And next inhale, reach up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left foot steps back to guidance. Warrior one, left heel comes down. And from this warrior one, we'll now move into our warrior two by pivoting our left heel in, opening our hips and chest to the left, bringing our arms down. Bringing our arms down shoulder height, looking over the right hip. The spine is still tall, all the way from tailbone up to the top of the head. One more inhale. For our exhale, side angle, we're going to bring our forearm to thigh. Left arm overhead. This is our extended side angle. So a long reach all the way from that outer blade of the left foot to the left fingertips. Nice. Next inhale, come back up to warrior two. One more time, look over that right hand. Exhale, both hands come down. We frame the foot and we step into our plank. So step back. Maybe one inhale, holding our whole body here. And then exhale, moves down first and follow the relax of the body. Nice and still. Inhale, gentle back. Exhale, gentle back. And again, we'll pause here in the middle. Now bringing our knees down to tabletop. And this time we're going to take puppy pose by walking our hands forward and resting our forehead or possibly chin to the mat. Listen to your shoulders, listen to your spine. Choose the perfect stretch for your body this way. One more round of breath here. And then we're just going to shift back from puppy pose into child's pose, bringing our hips back toward the heels. In this variation of child's pose, you might rest your arms back by your side. Different stretch for the shoulders, more than that. Or you might not. One more round of breath here in this child's pose. And then as you're ready, lifting your hips up and back for downward facing. From downward dog, we're going to lift our left leg up and back in the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, take a big step forward for our warrior one to start. So our right heel pivots in, Reach up to the sky. One more inhale here, facing forward, and then we'll rotate open to the right. 1 or 2. Hips and shoulders open, and our gaze to the left. One more inhale in the strong warrior. And with an exhale, left forearm comes to the thigh, right arm reaches overhead, all the way from the outer blade of the right foot to the fingertips, reaching leg. Next inhale, pushing back up to warrior 2. Next exhale, hands come down. And with an inhale, we step forward. Forward fold. Take a couple more breaths here. If forward fold is not great for you today, you could squat, you could come to standing early, whatever you need. Try to find a balance of discipline and intuition in our practice, honoring both. Challenging ourselves, pushing ourselves out of our comfort zone, but not into something that is painful or harmful to us. As you're ready, start to lengthen the spine and bend the knees and push through the feet, reaching up, palms together, and then palms down. Take a deep breath. Let's return to one hand on the heart, one hand on the back. Taking a few breaths into the hand. Knowing that as we are more clear in who we are, becoming more clear in our vision for helping others. And take this work out into our community. System change. Continue. Inhale, reaching up toward the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And so now with our exhale, we're either going to step back into full plank, or if you're feeling energetic this morning, you might hop. And then inhale from your plank, exhale, lower the whole body down to the belly. We're going to pause on the belly. So you can bring the hands beneath the forehead. You can rest arms by your side. Just take a couple breaths in this neutral pose. Breathing into your mouth. We're going to explore a slightly stronger back bend now. By sweeping our arms back by our side if they're not there, and bringing our palms down to the mat. Pressing the front of the hips down into your mat will also help create space in your low back first. And then we'll inhale and lift the back, lift. A couple breaths. If you like, you can also lift the arms. If you're breathing into the belly, you'll back. If you feel anything painful, come down. It's a very powerful pose. One more inhale if you got it. Exhale. And walk down to the rest for 1 round of breath. And then bringing hands beside the ribs with your next inhale. Cobra or upward dog. Now if you take upward dog, please straighten the arms. Really engage the abdomen so that you don't feel that deep hinge in your lower back. And then exhale, downward dog from here. Chin up. From here, we're going to slowly lower the knees. Child's pose. Any variation of child's pose that serves you this morning, keeping knees together, keeping knees wide, arms forward or back. You can ground down through the elbows and bring prayer hands behind the neck as another variation. Taking a moment in this restorative grounding pose. As we move through deeply engaged poses and deeply relaxed poses, finding balance. And so ready, we'll inhale. Bring ourselves to tabletop. We're going to take another round of our thread the needle, this time with an added balance to explore. So we'll start by reaching our right arm up. Inhale. Exhale, weaving the arm through. And in this variation, we're going to keep the left hand down. We can bring it out away from our face a little bit, but just keep it down on the ground. And we're going to stretch our left leg back with our toes down. And feel that hip lift up a little higher. Very strongly engage the core, and then maybe you can also stretch that leg all the way up so that there's one long line from the neck to the toes. Take a breath or two here. Awesome. Maybe one more inhale. Exhale, bring that knee back down. And then press back up, tabletop. Beautiful. Let's try the other side. Inhale, left hip up in the sky. Exhale, wheel through. Take a moment to make sure you're creating a nice steady base for yourself. You put a right hand down. And then start by stretching the right leg back with toes down so that you can really engage the core, find your balance before lifting the leg. And as you're ready, reach that leg to the sky. Couple breaths here. One more inhale. Then exhale, bringing your knee back down to your left. Pressing back into your tabletop. And once you find tabletop, take maybe 3 to 5 rounds of cat-cow at your own pace. Just let that spine arc around. Stretch and move. And as you're ready to move on from here, open your toes, now they're facing up. Not many more of these left. Just notice how you feel, notice your experience in this pose. As you're ready, looking forward, you might walk, you might step, and you might even hop. Back into your forward fold, taking a couple of breaths here. And then as you're ready with an inhale, pushing through the feet. Eventually reaching up to the sky. Optional standing back bend if that feels like a good follow-up. Exhale to draw navel into spine, hands to heart center. You might feel the base of the thumb against the sternum. You might feel the heartbeat. Again, notice what your practice is done to your body and your mind at this point. And then let's take a moment to relax the arms down. And again, either maybe swing the arms side to side a few times. Sip some water or roll your neck around, whatever you need. Then we're just going to practice a couple standing balance poses before making our way down to the mat and relaxing. Okay. So starting in our Tadasana, our nice, even, stable, grounded pose. We're going to shift our weight into our left foot. So just feeling ourselves shift into that left leg, still standing tall. And then we're going to bring our left heel to the ankle. Right heel to the ankle. Opening the knee. This is a great place to stay. If you'd like, you can bring that foot to the inner calf and stay. With the inner thigh. Really important to choose out one point where we're going to hold our gaze and breathe. Wherever we are with our legs, maybe we reach our arms up and out like a full tree pose. And awesome. Maybe one more deep breath here in this tree. Now, if you'd like to come down to your pose. If you'd like to try one more thing, you could try reaching your right hand to that right hip. And maybe extending it. Allow yourself to have a little fun. And then as you're ready to release, just do so with as much control as you can. Awesome. Shake it out. Maybe shake out that standing leg. And let's try the other side. So starting from our neutral Tadasana, we'll shift our weight now into our right leg. Stand up a little taller and pivot the left heel in. Nice open move. This is a great place to stay and work on our balance. If you'd like, you can slide the foot up to inner calf or inner thigh. And again, make sure you've chosen that one uneven spot to fix your gaze. As you're ready, you can reach your arms up to the sky. Take a couple of breaths here. Imagine your foot has roots going into the ground. The breeze has a way of moving through the forest. Okay, if you'd like to give yourself one more challenge, reach for that foot. Just see what happens. So now when you're ready to release, go ahead and release. Great job. Take a moment and again, let yourself relax. Release some of the intensity. Okay. And so then let's stand at about the center portion of our mat here. We have a little room in front of and behind us. And we're going to come into our squat again. So take a moment, open out the feet to your comfortable squat pose. If there is a comfortable squat pose for you, and it's out there. And then coming down to your squat. Okay, so in our squat, we're either going to play with the beginnings of creating an arm balance foundation, or maybe we're going to play with an arm balance today. So we're going to bring our hands down about shoulder width apart, with a nice even grip through our hands. And then if our elbows are lower than our ears, well, hopefully they're lower than our ears, they're lower than our knees, then we can squeeze our knees into our upper arms, get a good grip. From there, we would look forward, and we would just see what happens if we lift the hips up as high as we can. We feel our weight forward to our heels. So this might be plenty of work for you, just noticing what that feels like. That feels pretty good, and you want to move on from there, and you might start to walk the big toes in. That feels pretty good. You want to move on from there. Then maybe you lift one foot up. Different levels of playing with crow pose. I see some of these expressions. I always wait to see. But yeah, just practice. So practice again if you like. When you're done practicing, and I love looking forward in this pose. I find it helps me not want to do a somersault. That is a big key to help. Beautiful. All about commitment. We'll come to seat as we're ready. Maybe a nice cross-legged seat. And we can rest our hands on our knees. And take a moment to just let the hips move in some circles. Like the spine and the hips just move around. And it's very likely that when we came to our seat, we sat in the way we pretty much always like to sit, kind of favoring the hip that maybe feels more open. So if you'd like, at this point, take a moment and just switch, maybe the opposite foot in front, and take a few more of those hip circles. Notice if they feel different. breaths. Again, getting comfortable. Our practice helps us get comfortable in space outside of our comfort zone. We don't just always hang out where we already feel comfortable and confident. We're willing to go. And then as we're ready, we're just going to come into a nice, gentle, seated forward fold here. Probably in a different variation of our seat than we were in when we took our first seated forward fold. Breathing up into the spine. One more deep breath in. And then we're just going to gently make our way back upright. We're going to stretch our right leg out in front of us and just bring the sole of the left foot. And we can start with that foot inside the knee. We can then see how it feels to bring that foot outside the knee, and if that foot's able to comfortably land down, we can stay here. If not, just return to inside the knee. We're going to sit up tall as we hug that knee in. Let's start with our right hand on that left knee as we bring our left hand to the ground behind us and twist left. Now, if you find that you can twist deep enough to now bring, your elbow around the knee and hug, you can take that variation, or maybe even elbow outside the knee. Any of that's welcome as long as your spine still feels tall and your body still feels comfortable. Now, as always, comfortable is relative in the yoga practice. We're breathing into the resistance of that twist that we feel. A couple more breaths. And then let's slowly come back to center. We're going to just slide this foot now to the inner thigh, let the knee open. So left knee out to the side, sole of the foot against the inner thigh, and we can scoot that left foot back just a little bit to create a little more of a rotation for our upper body, framing this right leg. Inhale, sit up tall. If this is already feeling tight in your body, don't hesitate to bend that knee. And then with an exhale, hinge at the hip crease, walk your hands forward, and just gently rest over that leg. Good breaths here. Reminding ourselves again, sometimes it takes lots of reminders. It's about the experience in the pose. So we need to take a variation that allows us to really get that experience without pain, without waiting to come out, without hating it. Maybe 2 more breaths. Awesome, and then inhale, slowly bring yourself up. We're going to keep the legs here in this position. I'm just going to pivot around. Keep the legs in this position. We're going to bring our left hand back behind us. Pretty good ways, maybe like about a foot back behind our hips. And we're going to push down and reach our right hand up into the sky. And you can open up as much as feels good here. You can even let your head rest back if that feels welcome. Maybe 1 more breath in. And then with an exhale, just come back to your seat. Awesome. And let's do all that on the other side. So we're going to start by extending our left leg forward, right foot to the mat. And we can decide, right foot inside or outside the knee. We can sit up tall, bring our left hand to the knee and our right hand to the mat behind us as we twist. And then we might stay right here. We might decide we can try another grip for that knee. So long as we're still tall and grounded to our body. Couple more deep breaths into that resistance you feel in the twist. Again, finding comfort in the uncomfortable. feel. Allow your exhale to bring you back to center. Slide that right foot out and down, knee open, and maybe slightly open that hip out to the right a little bit. You need to bend the knee now because you feel any tension in the lower back. Bend the knee, you'll find it gives you more mobility through the pelvis here. And as you're ready, exhale. Guide yourself forward and down. One more round of deep breath. Once you're ready, you can guide yourself back up. Leave the legs as they are. We'll bring our right hand back behind us. We'll reach back and we'll push through our knee for our foot and our hand. We'll open the body up. Maybe just a couple breaths. And then as you're ready, move back to your seat. Set some blue flag down in front of you. Just take a moment to let the feet flop. The knees bounce. Just feeling a little softness through the joints. Okay. And then we'll bring the soles of both the feet to the mat. And we'll rotate our fingers in to face our hips. Okay? So for this pose, this variation of our reverse tabletop, if this is feeling like a lot for you or it's feeling intense, you can always lift and lower a few separate times. If you feel comfortable holding for a few breaths, you can hold for a few breaths. Okay? Pushing through the hands, pushing through the feet. We're going to lift the hips up as high as we can. And again, either hold and breathe or lower immediately and then try a couple more times. Leaving space through the front of the body. Maybe one more breath here. And then as you're ready, hips come down. And sit up. And you can just rest forward and lean if you want. Take a moment and let your neck roll around a little bit. Okay. So if rolling back and forth on the spine is not going to be a good idea for you today, you can just slowly come back onto your back when you're on your way. If a little rocking and rolling sounds good, we can hold behind the knees. Maybe scoot up toward the front of our mat just to make sure you have enough space. And then start going for a little roll. Massage those muscles running right along the spine. We're kind of tucking ourselves into a little ball here so that it feels like a fluid movement instead of sort of just landing on the back. Maybe a couple more times. And in fact, if you're doing this and you want to just add in one more challenge for fun, you can roll up your boat a couple times. Or you could even try rolling to a squat. A little more umph in that one. Yeah. Sometimes we launch forward. Whatever happens, happens. Right? And so just play around, enjoy it, bring some joy to your practice. And eventually we're all going to meet on the back. So if you're rolling around, just roll until you stop on the back. And if you're not, just find your way here. And take a moment in whatever posture feels comfortable on the back, whether the knees are bent or the legs are extended. Just take a couple breaths and just notice what it feels like now to be lying back and to be still again. Let's take another moment to bring our hands to the heart of the body. And breathe up into the hands. state of mind. And then just relax the arms down. And slowly we'll bring the soles of our feet together and allow the knees to open out wide. Now if this feels uncomfortable, maybe you have pinching or pain somewhere, this is a good place to bring blocks under the knees. If anyone could use some props they haven't grabbed, I'm always here to help, so just give me a signal and I can bring you something. That's the point. Okay. So I'm just getting comfortable in your pose. And taking a few deep breaths down into the belly. Letting those hips gradually melt open. And this is always a really beautiful pose for really practicing our belly breath because it helps us connect to the way our pelvic floor moves with our breath as well. As we take those deep belly breaths and expand them, we can also notice the pelvic floor relax and open downward. And that can help our hips relax too. With our exhale, everything gently draws back into its original position. A couple more deep breaths here, just allowing ourselves to settle in. One more deep inhale. And let's use our exhale to slowly bring our feet back down to the mat with our knees bent. We're going to move into our opposite stretch. So we're going to heel toe our feet wide now toward the outer edges of our mat and let's bend knees in together. And for some, it will feel good for the knees to touch. For others, your knees might not quite come together. You could bring your heels closer to the hips. You could bring them out far from the hips. Those are all different variations of the same thing. And once you find what's going to feel good here for the leg variation, your arms can rest by your side, on your belly, or even up and back if you want a little more of a stretch through your spine and your shoulders in this pose. And we'll take a few breaths here. You want to feel a gentle inward rotation of the legs without feeling pain. You need to be able to breathe evenly. So let's spend a few moments here. One more deep breath. And we'll just gently heel toe our feet back to a more neutral hip distance. And we'll begin to rock our knees side to side like we're tuning. Just feeling that gentle massage across the back of the hips. Sink them. And then we'll continue this rocking, but we'll hug and Either use your hands here. You can leave your arms down and just let the legs move on their own. Maybe even taking some big blue circles. Continuing to move a little bit as a way to massage the back. And let's let our knees float all the way over to the right now. Stretching our arms out to the side. And again, if you're in a spot close to a wall, you can take that cactus arm shape for the elbows. Where the elbows are bent, the palms are face up, if that gives you more space. But we just want the shoulders broad across our chest, knees to the right. They don't have to be stacked, they can be staggered, as gentle as you need this pose to be. Bringing our gaze to the left. Let's see if we got some. One more deep round of breath. And then let's slowly bring our knees through center, allow them to settle over to the left, and bring our gaze to the right. And slowly find your opposite twist. And we'll take a few breaths here. Slowly bringing ourselves back to center. As we're ready, stretching the legs out, stretching arms up overhead, and just taking a full body stretch. You can even interlace fingers or press the palms away. And then let's hug both knees in and just bring our nose toward our knees and give a good hug, good squeeze in the body. Engaging every muscle. And as we're ready, we'll drop. Let everything come down to the mat. And as we set up now for our final relaxation pose, our Shavasana, we want to make sure we feel really, really comfortable in the body so that we can bring our attention away from the body and just allow the mind to be still and rest. So if anyone would like some props at this point, such as a bolster for under the knees, a blanket for over the body, or if you can roll up a blanket for the neck, you go ahead and do that now. If anyone who needs any additional props, just give me a signal. You might even take a moment and scoot the shoulders down the back a little bit, or rock the head side to side. Any of those little last small adjustments that might help you really like it. Eventually, our breath, just like our body, comes to its relaxed state. It just occurs naturally without effort. Everything feels heavy against the ground, soft. Our jaw is relaxed, our forehead is smooth. Even our eyeballs felt heavy. This is where we practice residing in that space that's our most unchanging selves beneath the thoughts, beneath emotions. Thoughts that float in and out, we can watch like passing clouds. Attention back to our deep soul breath. Bring our attention back to our fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Perhaps gently rocking the head side to side. As you're ready, slowly stretching the arms up and back overhead. Taking a long stretch through the body. And just follow with a few more stretches and movements on your own that help you become aware again of each area of the body after the breathe. Slowly come back into the body. eventually we'll all allow ourselves to turn onto one side and rest on that side for a few breaths. Just really notice how you're feeling. And then from here we can press into our hands and lift ourselves into a comfortable seat. And just closing this morning with a brief seated meditation, sitting tall in the spine, and the eyes still beneath the eyelids, continuing our deep, even breath. So for our practice this morning, in honor of the holiday Juneteenth today, we acknowledge there's much work left to do so that we can all be truly free. And we use what we find in our practice about ourselves to become better in service to others. And one more deep breath here. Let it go. And let's bring palms together on heart center. And we'll close our practice this morning with this gesture of gratitude for each other and for our community, for our own selves, and for the practice that helps us. Taking a gentle breath. Honoring the practice with everyone this morning. Thank you for joining me in the studio. Thank you for joining your friends online. Please take your time. Rescue time.
The whole class knows trying to flip him. But even you.
And maybe play.
It was like the video was. We can back over the it's like in communion with him during class. Trying not to step on him. And he's on my mat, and I was like trying to flip him, and he wouldn't. And I was like, I just was like,
I didn't want to do that. There we go. Yeah.
I don't know if he's alive. Well, I don't know if he's this is safe.
Yeah. Alright.